Mr. Speaker, we just learned moments ago that former parliamentarian Marc Garneau has passed away at the age of 76. And with your indulgence, I would ask for a moment of silence from the House for that. I would ask for unanimous consent for that.
For a minute of silence.
You have unanimous consent from all members? Okay.
Members of the House of Commons rose for a moment of silence last night to honor Marc Garneau, who died yesterday afternoon at the age of 76. He was the first Canadian to go into space and flew on 3 space shuttle missions from 2001 to 2005. He was the president of the Canadian Space Agency. But he didn't end his service to Canada there. Garneau was elected to the House of Commons in 2008 and served as the Liberal Minister of Foreign Affairs and the Minister of Transport before retiring in 2023. His wife, Pam Garneau, confirmed that he passed peacefully, surrounded by the love of his family after a short illness yesterday afternoon. And today, tributes have been pouring in. Fellow astronaut Chris Hadfield wrote this on X: Marc Garneau was my role model, mentor, 30-plus year close friend, and a brave and exemplary Canadian for all of us. My heart goes out to his family. The world has lost a very good man. And Prime Minister Mark Carney released this statement. He said, I join all Canadians in mourning the passing of Marc Garneau, a naval officer, a history-making astronaut, and a public servant of exceptional distinction. He brought dedication and duty to every post he held. I extend my deepest condolences to his family, friends, colleagues, and to all the Canadians who look to him for inspiration. May we all remember him for the national pride and possibility he represented to all of us. Joining me now is Francis Scarpeleggia, Liberal MP for Lac St. Louis, currently serving as the Speaker of the House of Commons, and of course a longtime colleague and friend of Marc Garneau. Mr. Speaker, thank you for your time.
Oh, thank you for having me.
I want to ask you first off what Marc Garneau was like as a friend and as a colleague.
He was he was a wonderful person. He was brilliant, but humble. He was approachable. He provided insight and explanation of issues. If you asked him a question because you wanted to understand something better, to say, be able to communicate it to your constituents or just to be better informed, he would provide answers that were succinct, to the point, and precise, and could be understood readily, which is something that is very important in politics when there's not a lot of time to exchange with people. You need a good answer as soon as possible. He was the go-to guy for just about anything. He knew something about everything, but especially as related to his portfolio or to the committee that he chaired.
This is a man who came into politics with a very impressive resume. He first Canadian in space. He'd been the head of the Canadian Space Agency. What was it like for you to have a man like that walk into caucus in 2008?
Well, I think every one of his colleagues felt very proud to be able to say that they were a colleague and friend. And, it was a source of pride for everybody to have him among us. And he was greatly respected, in a nonpartisan way, by everybody of all parties. And when he spoke, you listened because it was meaningful.
And how's the mood today among your fellow MPs?
Well, I think it's safe to say that everyone was completely shocked by the news. I hadn't seen him for a few months, but I'd seen him at the time he was writing this book. We'd had breakfast together, and I'm actually in the middle of his book, to be honest. I never saw this coming. I don't think anybody saw this coming, except obviously those closest to him. So it was a shocker for sure, and everybody is mourning the loss of a great Canadian. I heard somebody call him, I think it was one of his fellow astronauts call him the perfect Canadian.
Speaking with Francis Scarpeleggia, Liberal MP for Lac St. Louis, currently serving as the Speaker of the House of Commons. Marc Garneau, you served alongside him for 15 years. He was the Minister of Transport, Minister of Foreign Affairs. Can you talk about the contributions he made to the country?
Yes, well, obviously, as Minister of Foreign Affairs, he would have cut an extremely high profile in any country that he visited. But I think it's important to say that the Ministry of Transport was really a perfect fit for him, in my view, because it is an extremely complex department governed by rules and regulations for different modes of transportation. It's very, very complex and technical, and he had the kind of mind that could retain all of this and understand all of this very quickly. And so I think our whole transportation system, in terms of transportation safety, would have benefited greatly from someone who was so thorough and precise in his thinking.
And just finally wrapping up, what do you think his legacy will be?
Well, he was, he represented both the French and English cultures. He was perfectly bilingual. In many ways, he was the symbol. As I said, one of his colleagues, astronaut colleagues, called him the perfect Canadian. He was humble. He was gracious, and I think he's a role model for all Canadians.
Francis Scarpeleggia, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it. And we send our condolences to you and your colleagues as well.
Thank you very much.